Today we're going to be replacing the circulation pump in my hot tub. It did snow a little bit last night, but it's still a few degrees above freezing and I want to get this done. So here we go. So the circulation pump is the one at the back there. So we're going to have to take the jet pump out first and then we will take the circ pump out. To take the jet pump out, we've got some screws at the bottom here holding it down, and then we just need to undo the two couplings where it attaches to the pipes. Now, if you don't have one of these, I highly recommend getting it for this job. This is a strap wrench, and these make it much easier to undo these big couplings right here and right here. You just wrap the strap around the coupling, and with that much leverage, it comes off really, really easy. So I just need a little bit of slack in the power cable for that one. I thought I could leave it plugged in, but that's the power cable for that one, the jet pump. So we'll unplug that and we should be able to pull it out. And I'm just going to leave it there because I think that's enough room for me to get the circ pump out. So same process for the circ pump, just undo those two couplings. I didn't even need to use the strap wrench this time because they were loose enough that I could do them with my hands. And then I just used a drill and a screwdriver to undo the screws that were holding the pump down. And then we're just going to go back into the box to undo the wire. So the wire for the circ pump is this black one here. And the ground wire is this one at the front. I've turned off all the power, by the way. Should have mentioned that at the beginning. Okay, we'll take that one out there. And we should be able to just pull the pump out now. So you can see on this pump, a little while ago I had a catastrophic failure where one of my main pipes burst, which is why there's that black coupling right there. And so the entire pump area was full of water. So this motor actually was submerged under the water for a significant period of time, which is why you can see all the corrosion and rust down there. And because of that, I just chose to buy a new pump as opposed to potentially trying to have this one rebuilt. I thought, you know what, let's just get a new one. So this is the new pump here. I got one of the knockoff brands, so I'm hoping that it's going to work, but it was about half the price of the Gecko one, the Aquaflow one that I had in there before. So I'm hoping this one's going to work. It comes with a couple of new couplings, which we're not going to use, but I am going to take the gaskets out of that and probably use them. And it doesn't come with a wire, so what we have to do now is take the wire off the other pump and put it onto this pump. So we're going to open up the wire compartment right here, which is pretty much exactly the same as the wire compartment on the new one. And we're just going to swap the wires over one for one. So I removed the wire from the old pump, but once I opened up the compartment in the new pump, it looked slightly different. And I realized that something was up. So I went back and referred to the wiring diagram that came with the pump. So it's a good thing that I checked because it was actually wired for the high voltage. So it wasn't just a one-for-one switch. I had to follow that low voltage diagram because we're doing a 110 setup here, not a 220 setup. So I had to move some of the wires back and forth, but now they are all in the correct locations. And putting it back in is just going to be the reverse of taking it out. We'll feed the wires through, put it back on its little platform, and attach the couplings with some new gaskets. So just pop the pump back in, feed the wires back through, do up the couplings with some new gaskets, and use the strap wrench so that I got them nice and tight so that they weren't going to leak. And then we're done, ready to plug everything back in. Just re-plug in the ground wire and the pump wire. and then put the jet pump back in.
That just slides back into place. Put those couplings on. The gaskets were still in place and I just reused those ones. Did them up nice and tight with a strap wrench, and we're good to go.
Now just plug the jet pump back in. And we should be good to go. We just got to refill it, test for leaks. Hopefully it'll work. This will take about 45 minutes to an hour. So here's the moment of truth. We're going to turn the breaker back on and see what happens. I feel the motor running, so I think we're good.